All right. Well, welcome back to the Shudder Mountains. So, it's been another year. Your cousin Theo has joined your exploits, and your cousin Mark, Emma Jane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, time's passed. No one's seen your previous cousin since last summer. It's not just summer now, but a year has passed and then a season, and it's now autumn. It's beautiful outside, and the air is turning crisp as winter is coming.
Has school started yet, or am I still in summer break?
Still summer break, and it's just that liminal space that exists as the first cool air begins to hit. So now, end of August, beginning of September. And it's just at the very end of a time that's special in the Shudder Mountains. You all have went up north toward the end of Buzzard Holler. And you're staying with one of your uncles, Dode Grove's. And you're staying there because Dode Grove's house, his front porch faces north, over the high place in the hollers that goes down, looks over a creek. Down the creek, you can see it wind up into a valley, two ends split between a mountain on either side. And as far as you can see, at the end of summer, are fireflies. So you went to your Uncle Dode's house, watched the fireflies, eat some watermelon, have some lemonade tonight. So, late summer, and the air is warm, but you can just feel that drop in pressure, that cold cutting through as it's telling you that it's going to come soon. It's pleasant. Sit around the porch. Your Uncle Dode's got a grizzled beard. He's a friendly farmer. Lives on the edge of Standing Stone Holler, north of Buzzard Holler. You've got your lemonade you're drinking, and a twilight just before it gets too dark has fallen over the hollers. And a scrape of sky is just visible in the high hills, and you can hear the cricket song sounding in the trees among the plowed fields. He's got a ramshackle barn, gray with age, beaten with wind, and field stone walls surrounding his property. He's got a stone-lipped water well, the only signs that man has intruded on this pastoral spot in the Shudder Mountains. So, you've just finished telling Dode about all the adventures you've had lately. And Dode points out into the holler, and he says, "Lord, look at that. Boy, them fireflies, they look, Lord, they look a yard across. They're the fattest I've ever seen them in forever." And sure enough, it is full of fireflies, and it's quite the spectacle. Hold on just a moment. Firefly. David.
Hey, Mark. I bet you can't catch one.
Is that a dare? You didn't just dare me, did you? Because
I double dare you.
Alright, well...
Theo would go out there and try to, like, swap at him with his like sword, stick,
gonna-
or whatever.
Got my flute. I'm just gonna point at it, and like act like I'm trying to pull it towards me with the flute. I guess flute sees ghosts still.
You
That's what it-
you go further out, and as you as you get out on the grass, the wet, dewy grass of the farm, get out and closer to the barn. The barn starts getting closer in view. You think, whoa, getting, it looked like the fireflies were right there. And you realize they weren't. These huge fireflies are actually rather far away, but they're getting bigger. And you see Dode, or you get a sense that he raises himself up out of his chair on the porch, stands and looks. Well, those are awfully big. What is going on with them fireflies? And it's not long before they get bigger and bigger. And you realize, now you're on the near side of the barn. Let me draw this actually. By the way, the VTT, I'm just going to be like scribbling and stuff. It's not like, that's what I use it for. So it's not, let's say the barn is like right here. Can you all see that? And then
Yeah.
the house is back here, and then it kind of drops off into the gorge or the valley beyond the barn. And you guys get, let me see if your tokens aren't too big. They're pretty big. Let me just use like one token and then make it the right size here.
Theo's like, Uncle Dode, don't worry, I'll protect you.
So you get out this side of the barn, and these things are actually out here, and they get bigger and bigger as they come towards you. And
I'm gonna chase after him.
All right, you do that, and you run up. I'm gonna separate out Emma Jane here. Then I don't know why it keeps saying the cousins. It should say Emma Jane.
I have the feeling that Theo would follow her.
Okay, in that case,
He's got to do
sure, I'll
his
just
nightly
keep
duty.
going. So you get closer, and then at this point, these things are man-sized. They're like this big, and
They're flying dinosaurs.
they're
I think they're little dragons.
I found the dinosaurs.
they're the size of people, and some of them float up to the barn, and they've got buckets of bright, I don't know what to describe this as, but like super neon bright foxfire green, and then just goo, and they start dumping goo on the barn. And the side of the barn starts getting covered with this stuff, and you hear Dode daughter off the porch. Nah, what are they doing? What are they doing to my barn? And you look on the barn, and this goo is actually melting his old barn down.
Emma Jane's kind of gonna be like jumping up and down, waving her arms. I was like, hey, stop that! That's mean! Stop that!
Two of them come towards you all.
I'm
How
waving my
fast are they
sword
coming?
at him.
Like at a deliberate, like a walking pace, as if you were trying to get their attention and you got it. So you got like a bunch of them, maybe 4 that are dumping this sludge on the barn, and it's eating into the barn, and eventually there's an old outbuilding in the barn, and it gets covered quicker, and you can actually see 2 sides of it. The old rusty nails give way, and it just falls over. onto a feeding trough, startles one of the cows. The cow bolts, runs off into the woods, and Dode is coming out. Get him off my barn!
These things are actually kind of scary when they're coming at you. Emma Jane's gonna run back to the house,
Okay.
screaming.
All right. And let me see here. All right, yeah, you do that. All right, what do you do next? And
Uncle Dode, these are scary. Make them go away.
he hugs you. They are scary. They my barn, my cows, my mule. Finus is his mule.
I'm scared, Uncle Dode.
All right, what does everybody else do?
Mark is kind of frozen watching this, like, hey. I guess his wizard robes. He doesn't get in their face. You shall not pass. Go back.
All right, yeah. Let's see here. I'm gonna say that's like, I think that's a turn check.
Okay.
So, or no. I feel like that's a heart check. So, let's see. You would have to have a high heart to pull that off. So you want to roll under or at your heart score.
Under at, okay. And I'm trying to, let's see, where'd my sheet go? I rolled up some stuff. Okay. And hopefully I got I had a
You get 2d6.
heart of 6. I had a work of 4, a heart of 6, and a turn of 4. If that sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So yeah, you'd roll
Okay.
2d6 to get 6 or less.
Okay. So, let's see. Oh,
Oof.
I did not.
All right. So, because of that, your heart decreases because you failed, so it's now a 4. And because you failed, they send you in flight. They're not afraid of you. And the ones that have split off from the others get closer and seem to be more aggressive. What do you do, Theo?
You know, would these be fairies?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, because I have the ability to compel fairies to a duel,
Yeah, you could do that.
and I can act first. So I'll raid on my sword, and I compel one of them to a duel.
Ooh, combat it is. But you're also able to act first. The knight
Yeah.
is the only pretend that is able to do that. So let's see here. It's automatic. It does D6. So you can, one of them turns to face you automatically, and you can automatically roll D6.
Got a 4.
You strike it with what are you using as your weapon?
Well, that's a good question. I got a metal tool. I got some things that midwives would use.
It's whatever your mythical possession would be, I would assume.
Oh, it's a machine part, and it squirts water.
Nice. Yeah, you do that. One of them flees, but then the other one turns to face you. You do 4. Is that 4? How much damage? 4?
It was 4. Yeah.
Okay. It turns and automatically attacks you.
Alright.
Does damage automatically too.
All right. 6.
Looks that's combat. Which point would be removed from play? What is your heart?
11.
11. Your heart is now a, let's see, 4 plus 1 is 5. But you can strike it
Alright.
again.
Okay. Yeah, so D6, correct?
Yep.
Ooh,
Oh.
just a 1.
Oh. Okay. Let's see here. And let's see.
Oof.
I think
Oh.
that hurts. I think I believe Theo
Yeah, that takes 0 heart. I think,
0
right?
heart. Let me see what 0 heart
What was it? 5? Yeah.
outcome of heart. Theo is hurt. You see that both of you see this thing hurt. It just like knocks Theo down. And let's see. That is a turn for these others. The rest are dumping this sludge on the barn. The barn, despite it all, is a tough, rugged old barn, and it's holding together, despite the back end of it being covered in sludge. And I think you'll have to roll up a new Andy, Josh. What does...
Hey, I did my duty.
Yeah, let's see. Your uncle is like, "No, Theo!" and he runs out after to get Theo, of course. What does Imogen do?
What all is on his porch? Anything like that could use like a weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. You got, well, first of all, he's got a shotgun. So if you wanted to use that, you could use it. He's got broom. He's got lead pipe, tools, just about anything you could imagine
I'm
that's
gonna grab
bric-a-brac
the
in somebody's
broom.
house.
I'm
Okay.
gonna grab the broom and I'm gonna go run after my uncle and try to, because I want to go whack the firefly that took out Theo, because that's a really mean thing to do, and I'm really upset.
All right. Let's see here. Go ahead and roll D6. I'll roll for your uncle. Ooh, nice. 6 that time.
3.
3. So with a 4, a 6, and a 3, you do manage to knock out this firefly onto the ground and put an end to it. The other fireflies take notice of this. And some of them begin to flee. Others stop, wondering what they should do next. Meanwhile, what does Mark do?
Okay, so would this magic pocket that I have with my as a wizard, would I be able to just pull something randomly, or do I say what I'm trying to pull?
I think it says that you get a random object, does it not?
Right.
All right.
Yeah, it says magic produces random item once per holler or scene. So I was gonna try and grab a random item and just hopefully be useful against fireflies.
Sure. Roll a D3 and a D6.
Okay. D3 is a 2 and the D6 is a 4.
You pull a you pull a crawdad out of your pocket.
Okay. Pull a crawdad and I don't know about this thing eats fireflies. I guess I don't know. It's like it's a carnivorous bug. Watch out!
You're trying to brandish this crawdad at the curious fireflies that have turned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm a wizard. I'll use this thing. You don't want to know what to do with it.
Let me see here. All right. Well, it says that you can take a work +1, so make this a work check to see if you can. Yeah.
Okay. So what do I roll for a work check?
So you would want to have a high work, so you'll want to roll low and roll under your work.
And so it's 2d6 and roll under. Ooh.
Yeah, and then you'll subtract 1 because you get a bonus in this case.
Okay. My work is not great, so it's. Oh wait, I'll roll under. So, oh boy. 2d6. Nope, that's bad.
Oh no.
I rolled too high.
Dang it.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. Your work, in this case, decreases more. What is it at now?
My work right now is 4.
So-
I didn't lose work before I lost heart the first time, so I'm at 4 across the board on everything until now. I'm at 4. How much work do I lose? Am I gone?
Just one. So
Okay,
you lose
it's
one
3
work.
now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And then, and this does not dissuade them. If anything, it makes them more aggressive. Josh, whenever you're able to join us, just let us know.
I'm working on it.
Let's see. What will these things do? Let me find out. They see that like people are trying to intervene and the barn is not burning down, and so actually let me give one more chance for that. Nope. Okay. So they turn and just leave. And you see these giant fat fireflies slowly lumbering off into the night air as they re-enter the gorge that the house overlooks. They begin to almost resemble normal fireflies in the night air again from their sheer size. And now, Uncle Dode brings Theo into the house. You know, puts him to bed. Doctors him up. Yeah, but Theo, he got hurt. So Theo's not going to want to play anymore. For sure. And eventually, the fireflies leave back out into the gorge again. Well, oops, that's not what I wanted. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see here. Uncle Dode, he's old, okay? He points down into the gorge, and you can see a slimy green trail going off down into the gorge. And he says, I can't have them things coming back and tearing my barn down. I'm too old. Too old. Fix that barn again.
I'll go look for them. But only if you promise not to tell Mommy that it's after my bedtime.
You get the closest thing you've ever gotten to an assent from an adult before to go do something ridiculous, because he's just doddering off, and he's like, too old, and he's, and he goes and he takes care of Theo and everything. But he didn't say no.
We ain't too old. I think it's up to us.
Yeah,
Somebody's gotta
we're
figure this
gonna
out.
go look for the fireflies.
All right. Well, Josh, tell us
Yeah,
about
sure.
your new Anne or Andy.
Well, I'm not quite there yet, but I got so far. I'm still rolling. I'm on his stats, but I guess he has. I don't know if it's a girl or boy yet, but and they want to climb a tree in the haunted wood. They have a book. Dance is good from a banker family. Calculator, pencil, and paper. I just rolled an arrowhead that pierces fairies of all kinds.
Wow.
How far I've gotten.
What's their name?
I haven't decided yet, but I'll just roll on this table and see. That's just 2d6, right?
The whole game should be 2d6,
Yeah.
or it steps. It becomes 1d2, d3, d6, whatever it is.
Got 4 above. Let's see. I'm gonna do Ella.
right. Ella the Ann. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
She
Cool.
likes to dance.
I suppose you find out Ayla's been in the house the whole time. She comes out and sees this racket. And I'll describe. And by the way, you have a lantern, just to be clear. Otherwise, it's going to get real weird real quick. Let me describe where this slimy sludge goes to. It goes down into that gorge to the mountain that splits the creek. The house sits up on this high terrain north of Buzzard Holler, right? And kind of overlooks this gorge. That's why it's so pretty. Nice to watch the fireflies.
Hey Ella, you want to go on an adventure?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
You saw what happened to Theo. Vengeance must be paid.
Yeah. Can we go into the woods?
Let's see
Yep.
here. Let me describe.
Wait, Mark, you ever learn how to shoot that gun?
Yeah, I know how to shoot a gun.
Do you want to take Uncle Drud's shotgun?
I'm sure he won't miss it. It'll be my wizard staff.
Yeah, it's gonna be a boomstick.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. They have a gun. Anyway. So I'll describe it's actually nighttime, so it's kinda let me see if I have let's see here. There we go.
You last people on Earth you'd actually want to have a shotgun, but you know.
I mean,
Make it
you can't back down. You dared him earlier, and I was like, you can't admit that he doesn't know how to use a gun. I mean, he hasn't fired it before. So yeah, as a wizard, I need my staff.
Yeah, you need your
Go with
staff.
my
You need
wand, I
you need your
guess.
boomstick. It does magic.
in the night the moon's out. So you can see crest of hills and ridge lines between hollers. You can see the valley. You can see this area where it's real swampy and peat boggy down near this these woods that are right next to the creek. And then there's a range of hollers around you. It takes about 4 hours to travel one holler. And what is your work, Imogen?
Mine is 4.
4. Okay, what is your work, Mark? I think it's 3 right now, right? By the way, this is I think you can use your faith every scene, or is it every adventure? So if you have a faith that will change a stat in a way that you would prefer, you can use your faith and sing your songs and stuff.
Okay, does it just change for that scene, or does it get that permanent?
It's permanent. So one of the weird things about this game is the stats will continually move up and down. As you fail and succeed and things happen, it'll just constantly move back and forth. So, Imogen, where would you like to go?
I'm gonna follow the green sludge.
Okay. This first holler that you pass through, as you start tromping down the wet grass of your Uncle Dode's, front yard past the barn, it eventually becomes forested and full of briars on either side. There are old abandoned fence posts where it used to be a fence line here. The fence line gives you enough wild space free of the forest to where you can head over a hill and cut down between some rocks. I think. All right. 4 hours pass, and you can still see the fireflies off at the edge of that cave. Which you can see as a cave now, and it looks like they're going in the cave.
There were lizard people in the last cave. And a dead body.
Well, I ain't never seen a dead
I'm
body.
scared of caves. You want to take the lead?
Come this far, we can't back down now.
Yeah, but I don't want to be the first one in that cave.
Me neither.
Oh, all right then. I guess I'll get my boon wands or stick. And but this sounds terrible.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We'll creep up and try and sneak up to the cave as best as I can.
I'm gonna join into sneakings.
Put this on here. See if I can find this thing.
There's always something terrifying about the DM rolling dice.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Since you're in the lead, Mark, roll a d6, please.
All right.
This is to see if you're surprised.
Ghost 2.
All right. A man in overalls sits on a tree, on a limb of a tree as you pass by, dangling his legs in the moonlight. He's drinking something out of a jug. But he's got wings. And he looks down at you all. He's got long hair. Handsome man. Now, what y'all doing down here at this time of night? Why, it's fixing to be the witching hour.
So when you say he has wings,
We're looking for dragons.
what kind of wings we talking? Are they like firefly kind of wings or bird wings, dragon wings?
Oh, butterfly wings.
Butterfly wings. Okay. Well, we just got
Dragons attacked Uncle Judd's house.
yeah, we just got attacked and we want to know why. Do you don't know anything about them fireflies that apparently live in this cave?
No, they're dragons.
He takes looks at Emma Jane with all seriousness, taking her very seriously, and says, "Why ain't no dragons around here? Well, you'd have to get 3 haulers up to see the first dragon I know of. Unless he's moved
Is
on."
it a big dragon?
No, not really.
Oh.
Yeah, only about 20 feet across. Not a big one.
That's big.
But what? Well, they ain't no wonder that why that man's house got attacked by them fireflies. Ain't you read the signs? Points down,
Sometimes.
and there's stone plinths that are sticking up out of the ground. Some of them over on the side. You realize some of these stones had been stacked to form Uncle Dode's fence row.
What does that mean?
You can't read these signs, Lord. Don't they teach these English kids nothing no more?
As a wizard, would I have any ability to read signs like this?
You could try. This is a roll heavy game. You could also, if you have an item or object, you can use it if it's related, or if you have a lore. If you have a lore related to this, you could do it. But if you don't have a lore or an object or a background related to it, then or a profession, sorry, then the pretend, unless the pretend's ability, it wouldn't do it. So you'd have to roll for it.
Yeah, it says can find new ones from books or in the world. So I didn't know if reading fairy signs might be a new.
Right. Yes. You reckon that if you took one of these stones with you, it would tell you, it would give you a new faith or lore. But so, good news and bad news. No, you don't know what they say. You all aren't able to read it. But if you take one, you think you might be able to find someone who can. It'll give you a faith or a lore that you can add permanently. If you roll, you're always going to risk a consequence.
Right. So if I were to roll, what kind of roll would that be?
Yeah, what would it be? Let me look at it here. Let's see here. I'm thinking that would be work. That would be like a high work thing to it's something you'd have to know and have studied.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to roll low abilities because I keep getting low ones and needing high rolls and all my. I know there's a way to.
Or you can use other abilities. Like if you have low work, maybe you can be sly and trick the ferryman to teach you through trickery. That's low work.
Okay, so that's how I would use the low work. I was like, well, in that case, I'd be, well, of course, I mean, we can all read the signs, but I mean, like, do you actually know what they say? I mean, are you just trying to, you like to, it seems like you're talking a big game, but clearly, I mean, prove you know what that says. Tell me?
That's a perfect example of a low work roll. So now all you want to do is you roll high to get over your work, so you get a 3 or above.
Okay, well right now I only have.
Now there's bad news here. If you succeed, your work goes down.
Oh. So if my work goes any lower, then I've never seen from again, right?
But I apologize. I think, yeah, that's right. If you,
if I'm getting,
yeah,
unless
you have a song that you can change your work with or an item.
Okay, yeah, and I can't remember. Did you say which song I had, or is it? Let's see.
I think you rolled where you can pick.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Amazing. No, wait, no, that doesn't do work. Let's see. Young hunting.
I've got the cuckoo does work.
Can be done for others once per summer, so you can do it once, but you cannot do it again for everyone else. So you could sing the cuckoo, and it gives everyone -1 turn and +2 work if you wish.
I'm just concerned because my turn is already at 4.
I know, so my turn's also at 4. So I'm scared to, at this point, everything
I'm like, yeah, I'm scared to let it drop.
Doing anything to increase any of them is gonna backfire, unfortunately. But you know what? I said I was gonna do it, so I guess I'm rolling for work, trying to trick them, and then hopefully I get a chance to increase. Wait, so is the only way to increase my work going to be if I actually succeed on a work, which is going to be really hard to do if my work is a 2?
Or if you failed at this, it would increase your work.
Okay.
But if you get a 2, I think you're taken out of play. But why don't we just play around with this? Why don't we have her sing a song to help you as you travel? And so everybody would take -1 turn and +2 work. And then, or actually it says, can be done for others. So this would be just you. So -1 work, or -1 turn and +2 work. Now the problem is now you have to roll. Now you have to roll a 5 or higher. You know.
Yep. Well, let's see what happens.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
I rolled a 3.
So you didn't roll high enough to trick him. But your work increased, and now it's a 6.
Okay.
Yep. And he crosses his arms and he's like, I've been around here a long time, lad. Ain't gonna trick me to tell you what them stones say. Anyways, good luck with whatever's in that cave. And he flies off.
I'm gonna pick up that stone and I'll kind of put it in my robes for later, I guess.
All right. All right. You guys want to keep following the trail?
Well,
No?
Now I'm scared.
berries are good for nothing, I guess. Get my
Shotgun. Anti-fairy wand. 12 gauge anti-fairy wand. I have no one to blame but myself for that.
Look, you said there is a gun. We're gonna take the gun.
Yep. All right. You come upon a cave. Well. Let me see why y'all can't see.
There we go.
There we go. And let me close that off for just right now. Come on. Give me just a second. Okay. The stone, by the way, looks like this. Let me describe what you see here outside this cave. A wall of boulders and a shelf-like strata of sedimentary stone protrudes from the side of a high hill surrounded by shadowy pines. Set into the cliff is an opening that is clearly not of natural making. A tall open archway with a triangular lintel pierces the cliff, leading into the hillside. A small clearing littered with piles of loose dirt and pieces of fallen stone stand before the archway. A waist-high boulder crowned with an angled piece of verdigris-encrusted bronze faces the entrance. What do you do? I'm gonna kind of toss the ball around. So, Ella, you can take the first decision. Just kind of go back and forth.
I don't know. Should we just take a look at these? It seems like there's runes on the entryway, or I don't know.
You take a look at the runes on the door. They look the same as those that are on the stone that that Mark picked up. None of you seem able to read it, unless you all have like a feature or lore. You know, let me know.
I don't know. Do y'all want to enter this thing?
Yeah, so
I mean,
in the
we
trail
gotta, right?
I suppose.
trail leads here. We don't know why they wanted to kill Dode's barn, but I think
Yeah, that
we owe
seems like a mean thing to do.
we owe it to Theo to find out. I say.
Okay.
It was really mean.
Enter.
This chamber is a rough-hewn stone and appears to have been carved with tools rather than naturally created. A litter of wind-blown debris, leaves, twigs, branches, pine needles, and cones line the floor in drifts. Another stone, another verdigris-encrusted bronze atop it, stands at the center of the chamber. A carved mural depicting humanoid figures decorate the northwest wall. And the lead... Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say the bronze thing. Is it like turn? Is it like a is it a dais that turns?
It does look like it could do that. That's right. It looks like it could turn, yeah. Mark, roll a d6. For surprise. This is for surprise.
Gotcha.
If I'm ever saying roll a d6, that's what's happening. All right. You hear the noise of padded, the padding of feet coming your way from this corridor ahead. You hear. It's clear they know you're here, and you know they're there.
Guess I'll get the shotgun ready. We don't want no trouble.
Do you say that out loud? We don't want no trouble?
I mean, it seems like they
Is it-
clearly know we're here.
Does it sound like multiple creatures?
Yeah, it sounds like two of them. One of them pokes their head around the corner in the lantern light, and actually, it's actually not clear at first. You just see a head poke around the corner. And it's an adorable-looking badger head that pokes around the corner. And then it pokes back, and it goes... And then a badger chittering argues with another, what is clearly badger.
Aww.
They don't look like fireflies. I guess that's good.
To us, they look like normal-looking badgers.
You just saw a badger head, and then you see two badger heads poke out. And then they poke back, and then you hear them arguing.
Nobody here can talk badger, I guess, do they?
Do you speak badger?
I mean, as a wizard, I don't.
I have something. It's by reading the skies, winds, and behavior of animals, you can tell the difficulty of journeys. And I don't know if that'll apply to this.
Yeah, what's the lore?
What's the lore?
Or is it a pretend? Or what is it? Where'd you get that?
Let me find. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lore. Yeah. Well, it's weather signs. So
Ah.
I don't know if that applied to this.
Yeah, they stay around the corner and badger one another.
Badger, mushroom.
Okay. Yeah. So, Mark, what do you guys do?
Well, we just hear badgers arguing right around the corner. I can't tell if they're friendly or not. Do we?
No, we can't.
I mean, I don't want to shoot. I mean,
We can be friendly.
yeah. Hey, badger.
Should we walk closer?
Yeah, it's like, y'all speak. Y'all don't talk person, do you?
Person.
Okay, you get closer and you talk, and do you speak person? And you get to right here, and there's another 3-foot tall stone pedestal standing in the center of a 4-way intersection Atop the pedestal is a dirty piece of sackcloth. It appears to cover something the size of a small barrel. Around this corner you see two badgers. One standing on the shoulders of the other as they were just about to peek around as you startle them. They get startled and they fall back onto their backs. You have a moment of surprise. It looks like they have little makeshift spears.
Okay, I guess I point to like, we don't want no trouble. I guess
Yeah,
y'all
I
don't
hold up
talk
my
first.
hands.
You hold up your hands?
Yeah.
Okay, they get back on their feet.
The surrender thing.
Yeah, they think they've got you. They've got you. Then you've surrendered. Ah, gah, 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 gah. And then one of them they circle around, one on either side of you, and they're like gah, 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 and they like point their spear in the direction of further into the cave.
I look at Ella and Mark and just shrug.
So what's under the cloth? I want to.
Well, you don't know. You wanna lift it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got, and then I guess I'm kind of waving around a shotgun at him because I'm like, I don't want to shoot nobody. But and then I'll pull up the sackcloth and see what happens.
You raise the sackcloth, and let me roll for this. Ah, yes. All of a sudden, it bursts in bright light, illuminating the entire cave as a crystal glows brightly, illuminating the entire intersection around you. 4 rays of sunlight just shine out from this myriad crystal that's set on the top of this dais, and it terrifies the 2 badger guards, and they run off into the dark.
Can we see anything more now that it's lit up?
Sure. Yeah, you can see in the areas further ahead. Right here, you can see that there is an area with carvings on the walls, a stone table with stuff on it, and further up this way, there is it looks like a bunch of vines and hanging flowers were brought in here, and there is a looming, growling figure further in, and you hear it growling.
I'm gonna go over toward the table.
Okay.
What was on top of this other thing?
Yeah,
right here?
well, there's some carvings that
This thing.
you said they're on that wall there. Was it like pictograph kind of stuff, or like something we could make out, or is it runes like that we couldn't read?
Do you want to take the time to go back and look at it?
We can, yeah.
Kind of. I mean, it was the badgers that really distracted me to move forward. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's see here. The mural depicts 3 tall, slender humanoids with no noticeable crests atop their heads. They're dressed in a mixture of robes and fluted armor, and they oversee a mob of brutish-looking humans that are toiling. It looks like it's depicting this mine being excavated. And then there is a device atop this dais in bronze. You would know that it is something akin to a sundial, that it has some kind of aperture.
Can we fiddle with it?
Sure.
Like, is there any way? Can I try to change the aperture?
You can turn it around, and then the aperture kind of like rotates and gyros. But no matter how far you turn it, it doesn't seem to have an effect on its own.
Oh.
The light from the crystal thing doesn't Just a shine off of it, or it
Oh
doesn't
yeah, the
pop
crystal
off?
thing's unveiled. No, it totally does. Sorry about that. Yeah, eventually if you keep rotating it, and then a sunbeam enters the aperture, and it creates a sunbeam out from another side until you rotate it such that the sunbeam doesn't enter it, and then it closes it again. By doing so, you can fairly well cause the aperture to rotate in a 90-degree arc this way, with the light entering this way.
Hmm.
So, is it possible to make it hit the one outside?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you
Oh,
do that,
yeah.
and then it beams onto it. It seems to beam and hit it because the aperture on the one outside is closed.
Mm.
I'm gonna run over to the one outside and try to fiddle with that one too.
Okay, this will take time. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. So, you see it, like, as you rotate this one, it kind of gyroscopes in the inside of it. It, like, turns and elevates at the same time until it hits something inside, and then a beam of light goes, and it shoots up like the bat signal into the night sky.
Is this supposed to do that?
I mean, it looks pretty cool, I think. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
fine. Maybe.
Seems like it might attract some kind of attention, but it's just.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna call the Fireflies.
Well, they went into this cave, we think? Did the trail lead into the cave, or did it stop at
Yeah,
there?
the trail right here.
So...
I just don't want the Fireflies going back to Uncle Judd's house.
Figures begin to approach after you cast up this beacon. You can hear them. They don't sound like the badgers. They sound like in a kind of alien, humanoid, strange tongue, but they don't sound like creatures.
And they're coming from inside the cave?
Yeah, almost in response to that beacon.
I don't think that was a firefly. You hear that? Well, get the
Can
shotgun
we like
ready
hide
again.
over here or something?
Sure. Do you want to hide? Is
I'm
that
good.
is that
Yeah,
the plan?
I'm gonna hide. I'm scared.
All right. You don't have to roll
I'm
for
with
that.
you.
You hide beneath the stones, and these humanoids come out.
Oh, boy.
Let's see. What do they look like? Their skin is mossy green in color, long, stringy beards covering their chins and cheeks. They're each dressed in buckskin leggings and moccasins, and they hold a collection of clubs and knives. They have strange, it looks like they're made of copper, sometimes devices. Each of them have these huge round eyes, and those round eyes are a bright yellow, a luminescent bright yellow that even in the dark seems to reflect the smallest amount of light anytime it receives any light at all. And they come out and they poke around and go, and they're like pointing and checking and stuff, and then they just kind of slink back into the cave. Except a few of them come out and they start analyzing the dial with the moonbeam. And there are two of them there.
Do y'all think they might... I guess... Think they'll talk? They think they talk person?
If these are fairy creatures, like I have a crown that dazzles and gathers the attentions of fairies who will treat with honor.
Ah, you're a princess.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you use that?
Yeah.
You stride forward, and they see your dazzling crown, and they look at each other. And then they kneel and they say in a kind of an old-timey but choppy English, "Did not know thou, princess, didst comest,
Do you know anything about the Fireflies?
I, Fireflies sent to enemies, desecrate sacred stones."
Ooh. Who are the Fireflies' enemy?
"Man live in house with barn."
Is the man doing bad things to the Fireflies?
"No. Destroys.
Why is he-
He desecrate ancient stones, so we send fireflies."
Where are these ancient stones that got desecrated?
"All along path to house, and all along outside of house."
Is it more of these stones we see in here?
Yeah, and he points, to like
Oh,
stone,
silver.
and they look exactly like the stone that that Mark picked up.
That I
And
got hidden in my robes. That
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, and they look like the stones that form the stone fence line, but you realize now that they have these etchings on them.
So, Uncle Dode used their rocks to make a fence.
He probably didn't mean any harm.
Yeah, that's.
"You come and speak, Chief Majesty."
Gee. What'd you say? I come speak?
"Yes."
To who?
And they like they bow and like kind of walk slightly backwards, but motion inside.
Oh.
I mean, as a princess, you should be able to tell him. I mean, he needs to do what the princess says, right? As your wizard advisor. I don't know.
What? I mean, who has to do what I say? These guys?
Yeah, right. Y'all.
I think they're trying to take us to someone to talk to. Is that what we're getting out of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah.
They want us to go with them. Would y'all want to go?
I'm your lady in waiting.
I think we need to talk to their leader.
I think that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gathering.
Okay.
Let's go.
So they
I got 'em
lead
kind of on my side.
they lead you inside, and you're surrounded by these strange creatures glaring at you, but they all bow as you pass now, realizing that they are in the presence of nobility, and you pass strange things. You pass the place that's further ahead that has the growling sounds, and they say "Sharda, we feed you later, Sharda. Quiet. Audience with princess now." And then you hear like a complaining of something in the dark. And then you pass an open cave with a high ceiling, and you've seen what are those things called that like kill flies and mosquitoes?
Fly swatter?
No, the things that
Zap-
people
zap
zap traps, and it's like zip 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 zip, and then you realize that there are these bats that are flitting around, and there's these zapping noises, and but the bats aren't dying, and you're like, so that's something that's happening in there. Anyways, you pass all these very strange things, and you come to a chamber that they lead you to.
Oh, fancy.
But they didn't take the wizard,
boy.
deny the wizard his staff. Just in case.
Nice. Oh gosh, I regret everything. Carved buttresses depict live humanoids with crested skulls supporting the walls of this chamber. Outstretched arms support the rocky roof, which has been smoothed and adorned with glittering blue gems. Water leaks from the eyes of one carved support, leaving runnels eroding over the centuries down its stony face. A pool of clear water resides at the buttress's base. A number of stone pylons, adorned with the carved sigils you've seen earlier, are arranged around the pool. Situated about the chamber, perched on ledges and outcrops facing the pool, are a crowd of these small humanoid creatures with eyes the size of saucers. And, let's see here. One of them has a crown-looking object upon his head. It's a bronze circlet with some device sticking up out of the front end in bronze. And he demands in a stilted English, "Why hast thou desecrated our ancient stones, Englishman?" And he points. He does not bow, but points as an equal to the princess.
I don't think our uncle meant any harm. He's just doing his farming things.
He crosses his arms. "Well, he did do harm." And then you hear, "Oh, blah, 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 blah," and like they're like nodding in agreement around him.
What if we put the stones back where they belong?
I do have a power that can entreat one fairy creature to resolve matters peacefully through
Yep.
a quare turn roll. How do you say that?
Mhm.
Quare turn roll?
Yeah, if you succeed at that at a quare turn roll. A quare turn means that you have to have a low turn and roll high. But before you do that, let's see. So Emma Jane, you were saying put the stones
What if-
back. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, what if we put the stones back where they belong?
You small, take long time. Why put them back if you take them in first place?
Because it was an accident.
To put it back like it was.
And I don't think our Uncle Drud knew that they were your stones, and he won't mind if we put them back and give them back to you.
He strokes his scraggly, weird beard and he says, maybe that and give us one of you to eat."
One of us to eat?
Oh, one like
You
you.
know,
Y'all got some perfectly good badgers in here somewhere to eat. If y'all...
The badger's nice. They not
Can
take
we
stones.
resolve this peacefully?
Yeah, you can make you can try making your queer turn roll to see if you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
resolve this without somebody getting eaten.
Okay, so I have to roll high. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, you got to roll over your turn.
And it's just a d6?
Or 2d6s.
2d6.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you roll your turn or higher.
Yep. I did not get higher.
Oh no. Okay. So this makes your turn go up because you failed. Okay. So whatever your turn was before, it's now higher.
Just 1 point higher?
Yeah, 1 point higher.
Okay.
And he crosses his arms and he's like, some restitution required. And it seems that they're not going to let you go until they can be paid back in some form.
Can I reach into my magic pocket and hopefully find something worth paying them?
Yeah. You do that once per scene, right? So let's see,
Yep.
it's a D3 plus a D6, I think. Yeah.
Okay. I just happen to have a D3 right here. So I rolled a 3 and a 2.
You have a 50 feet of rope.
It's like, well, I'm just pull like a magic trick. If you need something useful for all, if you need like I don't know anything tied down, like super valuable, useful thing for you. Hold on, just a second. I just whoop, whoop.
Everybody's amazed. Whoa.
Lots of and it just keeps coming. 50 feet of it.
He nods as the rope comes out. One more thing of trade and we happy.
One more thing. Do I still have a crawfish? I don't...
Yes. Yes. Because it didn't do anything. You put the crawfish on the rope.
And here we go.
You can eat his.
He takes it and then just like a nasty Star Wars Jim Henson Muppet just chews into the crawfish. You're like, this good, this work. You go. Give stones back.
Okay, where do you want him? Because I'm not really sure where he got him.
You say that again?
Figure it out.
Oh,
So,
yeah, okay.
Where
We don't
you
know.
want us to get the stones and bring them back? Were they here? Is this where they came from?
You put them back in grass. We
grass.
get them.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sure. Doug
Okay, yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
Done.
You
We
can
got
do
it.
that.
All
I guess
right.
y'all can fix a barn because everybody's all okay. Just to, okay.
Yeah, maybe we should just let that
Let
alone.
that go. Yeah.
You
Insurance company.
make it on back to make it back to Uncle Dode's place. His barn looks real weird. He resolves to say that a bunch of tar got splashed on it, and he sort of, grinds his teeth, not sure how he can even kind of convince anybody even of that. But it sort of looks like it. The sticky bioluminescent goo has lost its luminescence. You tell him that dismantle his stone fence and take each stone individually and put it out in the grass, and the fireflies won't come back. And after everything Uncle Dode has seen, he doesn't argue. And you spend the rest of that fall up into the winter moving stones out of Uncle Dode's yard. And
Great.
and that ends the adventure for the night.